Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, veterans, young adults, and children. My name is Matt Goodwin. I'm commander of Darien Memorial Post 2838, Veterans of Foreign Wars. I'd like to welcome you all out here today. It seems the clouds have broken and got a very nice day to do this. I remember years past we've been huddled under the pavilion over there and bundled up in every piece of jacket and long sleeve we can have. So I appreciate everybody coming out today. And we, the Veterans of Foreign Wars, want to pay tribute today on Memorial Day, along with all of you, to those that have fallen. We remember, honor, and salute those that have died in the armed services of the United States. As we begin our ceremony, I am pleased to introduce Eagle Scout Warren Dawes from Troop 97, who will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. After the pledge, please remain standing, and the national anthem will be played by Hinsdale South Band, directed by Patrick Mogg and Alexandra White. For the pledge and the anthem, if you are a veteran, you may salute. Those who have not been in the military should please kindly remove your hats, place your right hand over your heart. Warren?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
When states honor our deceased veterans. Originally it was called Decoration Day, and in several southern states they still observe Decoration Day, which was observed by placing flowers on soldiers' graves. Later, flags were used. Earlier this morning at Clarendon Hills Cemetery, we honored the veterans that are resting there. Last Friday, our Boy Scout Troop 97, assisted by Our Lady of Peace Cub Scouts, family volunteers, and members of the Darien VFW, we placed flags on those graves honoring their service. We want to thank those volunteers for their time and effort in decorating those veterans' graves with the national emblem. Regrettably, we have to remove the flags this afternoon beginning at 4. Before then, why not visit that cemetery and observe some of those over 1,600 flags that wave over those veterans? Might be an excellent place to stop and say thank you. Because of those veterans, we have had 238 years of freedom. We are blessed that over 46 million veterans have helped us enjoy our freedoms. May this Memorial Day bring to you a feeling that it is great to be an American. To be an American, we stand on the shoulders of the men and women that have gone before us. As veterans, we help bring their peace, love, and joy for this country to the light every year through these ceremonies. We want to honor their service, honor their sacrifice, and most of all, never forget that each one of them has bled and died for this country. This time, I am pleased to introduce Kathleen Weaver, Mayor of the City of Darien, for her Memorial Day comments.
Thank you, Commander Goodwin, and Post 2838, thank you for inviting me today. It's an honor to be here. Today's theme is honoring all the fallen, an appropriate theme for every Memorial Day. St. Augustine once said, "The purpose of all wars is ultimately peace." We must suffer through war to achieve the peace we so mightily yearn, to live our lives with our loved ones, to learn, to grow, to enjoy each moment of the life God has given us. We have been blessed to have so many individuals who are willing to take up the defense of our country and the freedoms that we too often take for granted. That is why it's so important to gather together today and each Memorial Day to remind everyone, not only those gathered here, but to those you will meet today, that it is not an easy task defending our freedoms. It takes a nation dedicated to the same principles of equality, freedom of speech, justice for all, to show the world there is a better way of life, which every American deserves, every human being deserves to live and to have the courage to act on those principles. That is why we stand here today and honor the fallen who believed so strongly in those values that they stepped up and even gave their lives in defense of our country. It's an honor to be here today with each of you. Imagine a world with no wars and all people living in peace and harmony. Let us hope and pray that someday we will see that day. God bless America, and thank you.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. It was the men and women who we are here to celebrate today that went forward to bring democracy to foreign lands, to protect the democracy that we have at here at home. It is democracy that brings us all together, and it is democracy that gives us the rights that we have. The Voice of Democracy is an annual scholarship essay contest, speech contest, run by the Veterans of Foreign Wars nationally. Each post throughout the nation has a winner at their post level that comes from local high schools. This year, our entry, Eagle Scout Warren Dawes, took first place at the post level, went on to our district, which has over 25 posts in it, had over 35 entries at the district level, and Warren took first place at the district, bringing him to the state competition. At the state, there are 17 districts, and Warren took 9th place at state. This year's essay theme was why veterans are important to our nation's history and future. At this time, I'd like to ask Warren Dawes to come forward and read his winning essay from the Voice of Democracy State 9th Place essay. Warren?
Veterans are important to our past, present, and future. The service and commitment they have selflessly given to our country from its founding to today have established, ensured, and protected the rights and freedoms of the citizens of the United States of America. Our nation's founding fathers used their military training and ideals to establish a new nation founded on the principles of democracy. George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, and James Madison, 3 of the first 4 presidents of the United States, all served in the military. These men were influential in the writing of the United States Constitution, which created a government to establish justice, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty. Throughout our country's history, beginning with the colonists and the American Revolutionary War, numerous ordinary citizens have taken up the cause and have served in times when our freedoms were threatened. While the majority of these men and women who fought for our country's ideals returned home to ordinary civilian life after their service, many of them went on to be highly successful in life. For example, General Dwight D. Eisenhower earned the rank of 5-star general during World War II and served as the supreme commander of the Allied forces in Europe. He also became the 34th President of the United States, one of 32 presidents all time who have served in the United States military. Charles Schulz, after serving in the United States Army, went on to have a successful career as a syndicated cartoonist, best known for his Peanuts comics. Walter Reed, who served in the United States Army in the late 1800s as a physician and surgeon and is credited for discovering the cause of yellow fever, has a military medical center named after him in Washington, D.C. Boston Red Sox star Ted Williams actually left the sport of baseball in order to serve in the United States Navy and Marine Corps, serving in World with another 851,000 on reserve. These men and women continue to fight for our freedoms, encountering new and often unknown enemies, new advanced weaponry, and new hazards such as biochemical warfare and terrorism. Their mental and physical abilities are being stretched to prepare them for the rigors of modern-day combat. Men like Major General Gary J. Valesky, commander of the 101st Airborne Division, who assumed responsibility of Joint Forces Command, United Assistance in Monrovia, Liberia, as recently as October 25, 2014, is leading troops in the Ebola response mission in that African country. Not only do our soldiers currently face new and unknown challenges on the lines of combat, they also deal with numerous challenges as a result of their service, such as loss of limbs, depression, and post-traumatic stress disorder. We must value and support these members of our society while they are on active duty and especially when they return to civilian life. They must be valued as productive employees in the workforce, be given decent places to live and to raise their families, and be afforded the best health care that is possible. Tammy Duckworth, the U.S. Representative of Illinois' 8th Congressional District since 2013, is an Iraq War veteran who served as a U.S. Army helicopter pilot and suffered severe combat wounds, losing both of her legs and damaging her right arm. She has served in the United States Department of Veterans Affairs from 2009 to 2011, and in the Illinois Department of Veterans Affairs from 2006 to 2009. Major General Valesky and Tammy Duckworth are just two examples of numerous present-day leaders who play important roles in the United States military. But there are many others. I am especially proud to be associated with the veterans who are part of my local VFW post, which is the charter organization for my Boy Scout troop. I have met many of the members of this post and have gotten to know several of them very well over the past several years, and have learned about their service. I'm truly inspired by their patriotism. Who will be the veterans of the future? How will they continue to shape our country? Our future veterans may be my current high school classmates. They may be my future co-workers. They may even be my own sons or daughters. They will continue to come from all walks of life to serve in the true American spirit of helping others. Through remembrance ceremonies that mark Memorial Day and Veterans Day, we have the opportunity to recognize these brave and patriotic men and women from the past and into the future. Veterans have been, currently are, and will continue to be important to the United States of America. Each and every one, no matter how big or small their contribution, no matter how famous or ordinary a citizen, deserves our admiration and thanks.
Might I also add that as a result of Warren's participation in the Voice of Democracy, he added $1,425 to his college piggy bank.
Thank you, Warren, for the inspiring speech that you did. I've heard it, had the opportunity to hear it several times now, and certainly never gets old to hear. The words are timeless and true, and we appreciate you being a part of today's ceremony. This time I'd like to call forward our Adjutant Emeritus, Terry Abma, for a few comments.
All right, on Memorial Day years ago, we began to specifically remember those of the military from Illinois who died during our conflicts in Iraq and Afghanistan. It began with a list of about 25 who died within the previous 12 months. Gradually, the list dwindled. Today, I had but one name to mention until last week. Today, unfortunately, I've had to add two more. Now, please join us in another of our post's traditions this day. We will pick our own poppy and place it at the one cross that symbolizes the many crosses in cemeteries across the world. Let me ask our Scout volunteers to come on up, stand right there. And then I appreciate it if you could all join our members and the Boy Scouts. Place a poppy at the cross, should you want to. I would imagine you would. While we're placing our poppies, I will read the names of Illinois military who died since last Memorial Day, 2014. Our Scouts are there, and just form a line and come on through. Don't be bashful. our names. First one, PFC Aaron S. Toppin. He was 19 years old and lived in Mokina, Illinois. He was part of Company D, 2nd Battalion, 12th Infantry Regiment, 4th Infantry Brigade Combat Team of the 4th Infantry Division. Toppin was one of 5 soldiers killed when an airstrike from an American B-1 bomber accidentally hit their position during a combat operation in Gaza Village in Zabul Province, Afghanistan. This was on June 9th, 2014. As we've all said, friendly fire isn't. It kills just as deadly as if fired from our enemy, and unfortunately, it is part of combat. Last week, we heard of another Illinois death. Marine Corporal Sarah Medina, age 23, from Aurora. She was with the Marine Corps Installations Pacific Command as a combat photographer. She was on her last mission and was to leave the Marines and to be married in August after 5 years of service. She died in a helicopter crash while delivering supplies to earthquake victims near Kathmandu, Nepal. When you hear of countries coming to the aid of those in need, America always seems to take the lead. Contrary to some beliefs, that's one reason I think that America really is an exceptional country. The last few days, I have Petty Officer 3rd Class Ryan Burris of Lyle. He was assigned to the crisis response element of the Joint Special Operations Task Force. Reports say he was killed in Abu Dhabi in a non-combat related incident, of which I have no idea what that means right now. Finally, there are 28 veterans listed in one newspaper's obituaries just yesterday. Just so you know, the poppies that we get, they're made by veterans that are confined to the hospitals. We pay a little bit of money to them for making it, and they get to have a little spending money. And then we kind of recycle them. We use them for donations. We don't sell them. Anybody can donate whatever they want. All right, in the Middle East, we've suffered roughly 6,700 of our servicemen and women killed. Through modern medical treatment, over 52,000 have been saved from death. But what kind of injuries must they live with? How many of our Marines were killed and wounded in the city of Fallujah, only to just abandon that town now to ISIS or whoever happens to be in control right now? To what end are we supposed to be fighting? I recently heard about an ISIS training camp 8 miles south of the border near Juarez, Mexico. Recently, the Border Patrol has confirmed 12 ISIS fighters have been stopped there. But how many have safely made it across? According to ISIS, they claim 77 trained fighters are now spread across our country. How long until we recognize this threat? This may or may not be a religious war, but it never hurts for the majority of Americans to ask for a little blessing for ourselves. Right now, I'll ask the Hinsdale South Band to provide us just that.
Tradition of the VFW worldwide. As long as two comrades survive, so long will the veterans of foreign wars in the United States render tribute to our heroic veterans dead and alive. Comrades, on this Memorial Day 2015, we are assembled once again to express sincere reverence. This monument represents the peace our departed comrades died for and our surviving veterans fought for in all the wars. Our presence here is in solemn commemoration of all these men and women, an expression of our tribute to their devotion to duty and to their courage and patriotism. By their services on land, on the sea, and in the air, they have made us their debtors. For the flag of our nation still flies over a land of free people. Comrades, parade rest. Comrade Chaplain, will you ask the divine blessing?
Father of us all, in the depth of our silent reverence, we realize the truth of the inspired word. I am the resurrection and the life. He that believeth in me, though he were dead, yet shall he live. Help us be faithful unto thee and one another. Look with mercy on the widows and children of our departed comrades. With thine own tenderness, console and comfort all our veterans and those who are bereaved. Heavenly Father, bless our country with freedom, peace, and righteousness. Through thy favor may we meet at last before thy throne in heaven. We praise thy great name forever and ever. Amen.
Amen.
Recover. Comrades, let's stand. Up. Officers and members of Darien Memorial Post, we will now pay solemn tribute to our veterans wherever they are. Let me add to the list of veterans from all wars the members of our post who have passed away since we were together last Memorial Day. Alphabetically, they are Ed Hugg, Mike Joswick, Ed Mucha, Raleigh Murphy, Jim Riley, Frank Tusenga, and our past Ladies Auxiliary members Marion Collier and Beth Sudler. Comrade Senior Vice Commander Nick Darien.
On behalf of the veterans of foreign wars of the United States of America, I place this wreath as a symbol of our remembrance.
Comrade Junior Vice Commander Ed Oldus.
I place this symbol of purity on this wreath. May each future generation emulate the unselfish courage of all men and women who fought for freedom.
Comrade Officer of the Day Frank Brodzinski.
In memory of the heroic deaths who have fallen and the veterans who served in defense of the United States of America, I place this tribute of our devotion and everlasting remembrance.
Comrade Dennis Bolsega.
While we no longer have a chartered ladies auxiliary, on behalf of our ladies for the place this emblem of eternity. Its color bespeaks its life everlasting. Thus we immortalize the brave dead of our soldiers, sailors, and marines who have given our lives on land, on and under the sea, and in the air.
On behalf of our glorious republic, for whose integrity our comrades enlisted and served, I place this emblem of the nation. The flag of our country was theirs to defend. Its glorious colors shall wave over them in death, as in life, for everyone to behold. To the veterans who are serving, who have served, and who have departed, we render this salute. I'd like to thank Eddie Anderson and Warren Dawes for playing of taps. I want to thank again Mayor Kathleen Weaver, Band Director Patrick Mogg, our buglers, and everybody for coming out today. We are happy to have Hinsdale South Band provide us with some closing music, and we want to again thank everyone for coming. Try to get you out of the rain here.